good things to notice about Maya's stride are her consistent speed and strong push. She's getting a great roll from those tri-skates, which she won in the Skatefresh YouTube 100,000 subscribers quiz, do you remember? Well done, Maya. She's definitely bending her knees. You can see the little bounce. But from this angle, it's hard to say if it's exactly knee over toe. I suspect not quite, but it's not too bad. But it's her right skate inside edge pronation and slightly V-ing regroup, which are the most urgent things for her to fix. A pronation like this over time can create slow onset injuries of the ankle or knee, and they need some focus to train and correct, but it's worthwhile work. The down-up bounce, down on the push, up on the glide, will also be smoothed out by the exercises I'm going to recommend. This bouncing movement is wasting energy, and it's also contributing to the pronation. To get an even more powerful push, Maya's glide phase needs to be trained and improved. Then she can push more laterally and be able to handle the additional speed that she's capable of. Here are my on-skates homework suggestions for the next 1 to 2 months.
Okay, so Maya, it's time for your practice and homework recommendations. So this is also useful for anyone who thinks they might have a pronation or knows they have a pronation in their skating, but also anyone who just wants to get more fitness from their skating. All of these exercises will help. So the first one is basic scooting. So we're going to be doing this along a line, yeah? The support leg, which is going to have more of your weight on it, yeah, is going to be on a center edge. Now, at the moment, Maya, you've got a bit of a pronation. For you, particularly, it's your right skate, actually. Yeah, your right skate is pronating when you're skating. So we're scooting now, not for speed practice. We're scooting for the practice of doing this, consciously moving your support knee forwards and then out a little bit towards your little toe side until your wheel goes from being conked inwards to being directly upright. Okay, so you can actually, as you're scooting, you can look down at this foot and see what it's doing. Yeah, look at the front wheel, and that's going to be your focus point for all of these exercises. Okay, so you always start scooting with a little bit of speed first. Bend both knees, so most of my weight is on this foot. Now I'm going to put it on a pronation just to show where most of you might be when you start, okay? So again, I'm going to bend this knee more and I'm going to move it over towards my little toe side until now I'm on the center edge. Okay, so it's kind of slow motion. I'm really not going fast. This is my focus point. So again, if you can't get a line in the tarmac, you can just set yourself up along an edge. And here we are again. So again, I've got a slight pronation, and now I'm going to bend my knee onto the ball of my foot, take my knee, bend a little bit towards my little toes. And now I've got my center edge. And just hanging out here is going to build this muscle memory in this thigh, yeah? And it's really going to help you skate on center edges instead of inside edges. So watch how the scooting leg always comes down, turned out, yeah? So when you're scooting, there's always that turned out shape, yeah? If you were to now, I'm just going to come over here so I can do the other leg. You would regroup straight ahead and the scooting foot pushes out slightly, half a pizza shape. Okay, so let's talk about the angle of the scooting skate. So this scooting skate, look at the chalk lines, is always going to come down turned out in a sort of half pizza slice shape. Yeah, now if I change foot, the regroup is straight ahead, the pushing foot has a little bit of a turnout. Straight ahead for the regroup. Yeah, some people get confused because I'm always talking about being straight ahead. Straight ahead for the regroup, slightly turned out for the pushing foot. Okay, so you've got to get those two right. So next exercise is to train your center edge and getting rid of your pronation, but now in toe roll. This is a bit more challenging. So you're going to begin in ready position and you can use a line. And then you're really working on this front knee bend. Yeah, again, I want front knee covering the toe the entire time. And of course, make sure you practice the other leg as well. So again, good knee bend, get the weight on the ball of that front support leg and keep your knee over your toe, body up. So your focus in the toe roll is obviously balancing. Yeah, and once you balance, you will then slow down. But you're also trying to get your knee bend forwards and slightly out towards your little toes so you're upright on your wheel on a center edge. Okay, so again, in ready position, look down, check that this wheel is upright, and then try and stay. So you're really aiming for a center edge. If you're pronated on the inside edge, then again, it's the movement of this knee slightly towards your little toe side. That's what's going to fix your pronation. Yeah? And I really think you have to fix your pronation in positions like scooting and toe roll before you then get your pronation fixed in your normal stride, okay? That's where the muscle memory happens. Okay, final thing about the toe roll. You do not go into toe roll by lifting the toe and rolling it backwards. You do it the other way. You bend first, you roll backwards, and then you lift the heel at the end, and then you point your foot inside your skate. So this would be a flexed foot. This is a pointed foot, like ballet. And it should be the back of your cuff should dig in. The more you point, it should dig in and support you here, okay? So you don't want it too far away. You don't want it too close. It's maximum about a skate length from the front heel. Okay, so you've got a knee bend on the front knee, knee over toe, and back foot pointed. So split your brain in half. Half your brain on this knee, half your brain on the pointed toe at the back. Okay, so your next exercise is called slow motion skating, and it's essentially one scoot on one side, regroup really close together in the middle, one scoot on the other side. And this regrouping moment that your skate hits on a center edge, that's what this is supposed to be training. So this is what it looks like statically, ready position. So you're gonna go push and in, squeeze your knees together nice and parallel, and center edge, push and in. So the foot that's coming in, that's the one that I want you to centerize, yeah? Push and center edge, push and center edge. And you're gonna pause at least 4 or 5 meters rolling distance in that ready position in the middle. Now you will slow down doing this exercise. So you're gonna do more or less 4 or 5 rounds, 4 or 5 pushes, and then you skate and repeat. Let's have a go. So you skate to start off, and now we're gonna do 4 or 5 pushes. So push and pause, and again, push and pause, and push and pause. One more, push and pause. Okay, so again, go in with a nice bit of speed because you're going to lose all your speed in the exercise. Push and pause, center edge. Push and pause, center edge. Push and pause. Push and pause. Okay, so if you have a very slight downhill slope like this, this is the perfect exercise to do this in, yeah? So look at my center edge on the non-pushing foot, center edge on my non-pushing foot. And really, this exercise over time will get you skating without a pronation. Okay, so once you practice the slow motion exercise, you can then slowly speed it up, which means that instead of pausing in the middle for a long amount of time, you're going to go push and pause, push and pause, push and pause. So you speed up the pause bit. So you can begin with a bit of speed, and then again, so push and pause, push and pause. So this is the long pause. And now I'm going to shorten it. Push, pause, push, pause, push, pause, push, pause, push, pause. And this begins to be a bit more like your normal stride. Okay? You should be doing this over and over on nice, smooth, long stretches. Okay? This will fix your pronation over time. Okay, so then in a nice kind of stylized skating, here is your normal skating with no pronation, yeah, and a nice center edge. So I'm not focusing on speed, I'm literally just focusing on perfect form so that later I can add a big bit of effort to my push, but right now it's just looking perfect and no pronated inside edges. Okay, Maya, I hope those exercises help you focus on your pronation, or rather fixing your pronation. And all you intermediate skaters out there, you should really be focusing on this, and probably your weak side is probably pronated slightly. It's a very, very common problem out there, okay? So train your pronation in all those different exercises and positions, and then the slow motion exercises, slow motion and faster, those you can do on much longer stretches, okay? If you keep skating with a pronation, all you're doing is making permanent that pronation. Okay, so please take it seriously. If you do have a pronation for prolonged periods of time, it can give you ankle problems, knee problems, or hip problems. And I've seen this also hundreds of times. So please try and fix your pronations. Maya, please, in a month or two, perhaps, when you've had some training time, send us another video and let's see if you've been able to make some progress with that. Good luck for all of you. Happy practice. Enjoy the process. And see you next time for some more analysis. Bye.